Good morning, guys, or afternoon. Okay, someone sent me this. I'm not exactly sure why. Sort of using candles and Bollinger Bands and stuff, but if that's what you're wanting to use to designate an entry. The actual question is the MACD is divergence. Well, the divergence that is highlighted here by the yellows, as this person has suggested, is indicating the end of this trend. And that's what this divergence would indicate, is the end of this current trend. This is CAD Swiss. And that's all that's indicating, is that there's selling momentum, which we can see through the MACD, or any of your other momentum indicators would show a similar thing. The MACD showing this momentum as pushing price down. We then get a lower high, but the momentum in this Class A divergence of a higher low indicates that that trend is, it's just that cycle is over, and indicates that phase 2 is coming. So it's not, that's all that is doing, and yes, that's a reasonable assumption to get short here, but not because of the divergence. The divergence would indicate this phase 2, and once the phase 2 is over and you see selling build again, we can see that coming back into the MACD, then it's we can able to get short. So it's a good question, and that's the only question for today. Don't have any other emails to go through today, so we'll just go through the charts for you. So starting with the Aussie CAD, we're seeing a high test here around this, you could say off that might be a minus resistance line there, certainly off the Fibonacci. Would not be looking to take this short. I'd be waiting to see how it goes, because it's broken this cycle here. We could be now re-engaging into a new uptrend, but we'd have to wait and see how it reacts to the 50 EMA when it gets there in a couple of days' time. Aussie Swiss, it is looking like a potential new short is coming on. We've got this resistance line here, a test of the 50 EMA overnight, and a test of the, you could say that's a test of the 50 Fib. So this is a potential trade for tomorrow. As I've said before, I'd like you guys to go through and do your checklist yourself, but if this is a lower high and a lower low, then this would be an opportunity for a new short, new re-engaging in a new phase 1 down. Aussie Yen, still going nowhere, and still wouldn't be looking to trade that. Aussie Kiwi, yeah, look, as I think I said yesterday, that you're going against this massive downtrend. It's pretty strong trend, and it would be a ballsy move taking any long trades on this, and I'd stay away from that. You could potentially look at it as a new phase 1 down and trade that, but again, you're trading off the 20 EMA, so that's a higher risk, as some of us have experienced this week. Aussie Sing overnight popped above the support line that I had. Tested the 618 of that move though, so it's currently just an inside bar. So I'd not be looking for any trades tomorrow or today. Maybe on Thursday there might be something there, but again, we'll have to wait and see for that one. Aussie dollar, similarly, but off the 382 and the 50 EMA, again we've got this completion of the phase 2 back to the EMA, and we'll be looking for a new wave of selling coming in. It's a bit too early to jump into this trade again. This one might be for Thursday. We don't trade on inside bars, so we need to see another seller on Wednesday's bar Thursday morning, and then be looking to take that short. CAD Swiss is short again. I went short on the 4 hour. It was ring high there, but it's obviously still doing its phase one. It's about halfway through it, and if you put that extension on, you're looking at down here 1.618, or even 2 as that target. Yep, we've still got some time before we get there. So that's still moseying along. Excuse me. CAD yen. CAD got a bit of strength overnight. Not much, but a bit from the oil price. Oh, sorry, from they had some news out. I can't remember what it was now, but it did gain a bit of strength overnight. Or it was more US dollar weakness. A nice little touch of the 200 EMA, and we can see that it sort of bounces off that a few times, off the 200. So if we do Fibonacci from this low here, and get that above the 618, it might be something we're looking at later in the week as well. So things are starting to sort of appear now. Again, there's a test of that horizontal level and the 382, and test a nice tag of the 50. Again, another trade potentially for Thursday. As we see a bit more buying, I wouldn't be going into it just yet. We need to see a little bit more buying. So I hope you guys are writing these down, which ones to look at, or you can be going through them again. This is the last webinar. Oh no, tomorrow's Wednesday, isn't it? So we'll have another look tomorrow morning anyway. A nice test of the horizontals across here, and the 50 EMA, and the 382 Fibonacci. Again, as this, like the Aussie Swiss, the Euro Aussie is effectively the same trade, upside down. So we could be looking at this one again. I'd like to see more buying than just one inside bar, so I'd be looking at this after seeing Wednesday's action. Euro CAD, it's kind of got into the sell zone, but it's not there yet. And same with the CAD Swiss, because it's a similar trade. It's not yet in the zone of selling. Okay, Euro Swiss, we'd rather not trade. Leave that alone. If we look at the weekly, it just isn't worth trading, as you can see. Euro Pound has completed a little phase 2 there. Another one potentially for Thursday. We're now in a reasonably established downtrend here. Haven't broken out of all of this mess of last year. Getting lower highs, lower lows. Some more selling coming in, and that could be a potential phase 1 trade for later in the week. Like the Swiss yen, this one didn't quite get to support, so I'd be a little bit more conservative about this one. Support's down here and it hasn't got there yet, so I'll be looking at the Swiss yen rather than this one. Well, we were looking at saying there's a cycle underneath it and taking it short. Lower high, lower low is a break of that. That does fit the rules. Go through your rule book. What do you got? Crikey, 330 pip stop. 330 pip stop. 900 or so pips in it. Well, there's 1,000 pips back down to there. $600 brings you here. 1,000, 1,100 brings you down here. Technically it fits the book, but for some reason I don't like that. Just doesn't look right. And 1,000 pips, that's likely, but tough call. Okay, euro dollar inside test bar. Not a strong enough signal for me to take this long. I'm not bullish the euro at all. In fact, I prefer to be short it than long it, but there's no indication to get short yet either. 4 hour, some serious selling in the last bar. Not exactly a ring low, but yeah, the daily inside test bar just doesn't give me any indication as to which way it's going yet, so I'd leave that for another day again. Have a look at it tomorrow. Pound Aussie. That's a nice test. There's a high over here. Yep. Let's test that. Another 382. Again, as with most Aussie crosses, is something we should be looking at for Thursday morning. It's just not ready yet. Pound CAD. Well, you're in the sell zone. Will the CAD get weaker? Doubt it. Sorry. Will the CAD get stronger? I doubt it. You got a phase 2. The risk reward is 300. Let's call it 300. The reward is 400. Not ideal. Can't see the CAD getting stronger, which would push this back down, but it might get down to the 20. We'll have to see. Either way, taking this short off this is not ideal because your risk reward is not there. Interesting move. Certainly a lot more sellers than buyers at this stage. And we'd need to, having had a cycle above the 50, need to wait and see that more buying, like the Aussie crosses. It's potentially a trade for Thursday. It's just nothing not prepared to look at that further. Any support? Not yet. Again, we'd have to wait and see because you're just really reducing presumption that this selling is over yet. I think is a dangerous concept. I'd like to see the buy before and go with it rather than presuming it's there. And that one, again, need to see a cycle underneath it before we look to take it short, and there's certainly not going to be buying that at this stage. The cable itself, well, it's a nice move, 150 pips, but it's kind of lost in the middle of nowhere. One thing is the 163, which is around there. Support, and that's where I'd like to see it touch that support line before I got interested in buying this. Kiwi yen. It's just really going sideways, isn't it? It's been cycling off the 20, and I know some of you guys might get interested in that, but that's a doji bar, which is not something you'd trade off as complete indecision. Some of you would be looking to potentially take this short as a phase 2, but personally I can't see anything in that, and there's nothing there that fits the rules just yet. Yeah, it's just floating around that. That's probably because the Kiwi is just fart-assing between this range here. You can see here I've got is effectively 81 and 84. And yes, there's a good strong buyer bar yesterday. As you can see, that's the range that you're in, and the 200 EMA being flat as it is indicates that that's all it's going to continue to do at this stage. If it does bounce off the 50 EMA in days to come, then I might, and we've got it there for a phase 1, phase 2, a cycle above the EMA, then I might get interested, but at this point I'd leave that alone. That's just messy across here, isn't it? I'd like to see some divergence up here so we could get a short on. So a near a similar high with a lower RSI, then there might be potential short trade on that. Certainly not going to be buying that. And that one's done a cycle above it, it's making a higher high now and a higher low. Aussie dollar Swiss. And that would indicate a short. I'd need to see the cycle underneath though before going short. US dollar, short the US dollar, that's a ballsy move. Alright, dollar yen. Dollar yen. Let me get it. I prefer bouncing off here, but might just bounce off that 50 again. If there's Wednesday's a decent buying day, Thursday could be the trade day. This one's already looks like it's moving back into a new one. $12 Sing. It's no real horizontal that I can see it reacting to. And that's not a really horizontal, there's one high. Real is down there, just miles away. Yeah, again, ideally you want to see that, but it looks like the buying's coming in. The US dollar getting stronger again. And this could be a trade for tomorrow. You need to find a horizontal to fit the rules though. That's not really a horizontal, is it? Again, it's that one high. Unfortunately, not going to fit my rules for taking a trade. And dollar rand, phew, that's a nasty mess, isn't it? It's just a large engulfing buyer bar, which is hard to... What you do see though, even though that is a large bar, is divergence there. Can you guys see that? Unfortunately, you need to see another. Need to see a bit more selling. Momentum's indicator is showing that it's going to come, but you need to have price show you. Price action is the key. Don't, the indicator is just that, and the indicator is not the best thing to trade off is price action. Well, that's the charts for you guys. And there's only the one email, so that is the webinar for today. So no further emails, no questions. I shall see you tomorrow.